I'm back. G'day, how are you? G'day, Jared. G'day, Trevor. Oh, you will notice that things have changed substantially around the workshop. Let me give you a look-see. Oh, actually, we'll do this one. I have had a huge rethink, and consequently, I am pulling the TV studio down that I had, and I'm turning it into a workshop, which now is marvellous because I have so much room. I'm going to need a GPS to find myself. So happy chappy, that's the workshop bench that I used to use over there on the far wall. So yeah, that's it. So I thought, well, I'd touch base because I've had so many lovely emails from people saying how you going and what's going on, that I thought, well, I'll come on and say g'day and sit down, have a chat, and we can do some stuff, refiguring the workshop. But the problem is the chat's all the way over there. So I'll go over there and have a look at that in a minute. But yeah, lovely to be back. I'm Steve Hay. This is Woodworking Masterclass. Although it's a bit of a DIY today. I've got some, where's that camera? I've got some shelves I want to put up over above the router table, which is, yeah, there's a router table. So I want to put some shelves up there so I can clean out all that rubbish I've got underneath the router table there. Why is that doing that? I have no idea. Oh, that's because that's on there. So if I go there we go. That's better. No, we don't even need that. We'll just go there. So I'm rethinking everything that I had done previously. And I thought, that's it. Let's get into it. And we'll do some changes around the place. But I must admit, let me just move. But, where am I going to go? I had a fantastic break. What happened when I finished that last stream, I went up to the house to lie down and I didn't get out of bed almost for 3 days. So apparently it must have knocked me around a bit, so they tell me. But it's good. It's lovely to be back. It's lovely to have the freedom of the workshop too. Hang on, I can even change this. I'll change this about. Wait a minute. Got all these things happening here, so that should go. Oh, then I can, look at that, I can see it even better. Now I don't have to lean forward, I can just look, and there it is. There's the chat, only I haven't. G'day, Wes, mate, all sorted, not a drama, thank you for that. Yeah, they were doing something, so I'll organise that refund bit, and we'll be good to go. Where's a mouse? Give me a mouse. Where's a bit of... La-dee-dee-dee-da-dum. This'll do. I'll use a chisel block box as a desk. Here you go. Oh, look at that. See, I can... Oh, all powerful now. I can just sit here and remonstrate rather than demonstrate. Yeah, the hair went too. Oh, it was driving me nuts. So I'm pleased. I'm pleased that's got shortened. So who we got? We've got Jared, g'day. Trevor, g'day. Oh, Tony, how are you? Thank you, darling, for all your support. Really appreciate it. That was lovely. If I moved it over there, it'd be like a prompter, and you wouldn't even know I was reading it. But I'm not that far advanced at the moment. Yeah, Bob's floating around. His back is really cleared up nicely, which I'm happy to say. G'day, Ray. G'day, Mr. Alchemist. How are you going? Eagle's Nest Wood Pottery. See, I don't stream for a week and a bit, and you're early. So welcome, Eagle. Lovely to have you back. Oh, dear. The red rest did me extraordinarily well. In fact, there's so many things happened, I don't know where to start. So I'll start somewhere. Yeah, a lot of things sort of gurgle around in my mind, and I got some priorities done and worked out some new things I wanted to do. Did a little bit of a redesign on the bed, so that means I can make it and put it together and finish building it bit by bit, but we can use it as a bed, so Susie's happy about that. As I said, huge changes here. I'm going to pull these lights down in a moment. I want to make some shelves to go up there so I can clear out underneath my router. I'll mount a... Yeah, oh, see, I'm in control here. I'll mount a camera somewhere or other up there, so when I'm doing carving or whatever, you can see that. And I've got much more flexibilities with the cameras now, because it occurred to me is when I started doing the TV show back in 2012 or 2013 or whenever it was, this is how we set it up to do the TV show. And then when I got into doing videos, I kept that, and then streaming. And while I was lying there, I thought, why? Might as well change it. So I have, but I digress. Let me keep on going here. Oh, dear. Bad weather over in the west, mate. Well, you just hang on. You hang on. Oh, yeah, I agree with you, Ray, 100%. If you want to know what the weather is, look out the window. Give me a couple of $1 billion a year, I'll look out the window and tell everybody what the weather's doing, and I'll be a star. Anyone can say, oh, yeah, there's a 3% chance of rain. No, it's 50-50. It's going to rain, it's not going to rain. That's it. All weather is 50-50. It's going to be a scorcher or it won't be a scorcher. I don't care if you say 99% chance. No, if there's still 1% chance that something's going to... It's 50-50. It will or it won't. There you go. I'm getting into rants again. There you go. I'm off and running. Which way I've got to go? I haven't got a line-up point here, so I'm just seeing if... Oh, when I'm centred on that one. There you go. Looking sideways. This is really weird because the screen that I have OBS on is down here, but when I look down there, it looks as if I'm looking down there, which, there you go. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? Had the crew back. G'day, Wombat. How are you? Oh, she sneaked Prunella. Oh, good morning, Mum. I trust your kingdom was in good hands and you ruled with a woolen mitten. Nice to have you back, Prunella. Oh, it's nice to be back, I tell you. Oh, dear. Yay, we're into a rant. Woodworker, Steve, you used your COVID time extremely productive. Yeah, I put Zs into it. It was good. It was good. Woodworker, is that you, Frank? How you going, mate? I trust you are well. Oh, yeah, and what I'm going to do, am I getting through here? I'll get down here. For Eric, hi. Yeah, it took 3 days and 6 hours of arguing to get it replaced. Guy kept telling me a crack in the cast iron lathe body wasn't a manufacturer's... wasn't a manufacturer's defect. Yeah, good. Oh. Thanks, Prunella. Yeah, we can't run that risk. Yeah, well, it depends if it was designed with that in it, it's not a defect, but if it happened afterwards. Doing mentally good as I'm home with my family, Prunella, physically. Oh, you're talking to Prunella. G'day, Julian, how are you? It's nice to be back. It is. The only other time I've been that drained was, I was doing something else. And yeah, it was long hours, and then I fell in the heap. I couldn't get out of bed, and Sue said, that's it, you got to give that up, which I would go back to in a heartbeat if I could. Andy, g'day, how are you? It's good to be back, and thank you for all the lovely emails and messages and posts. I really appreciated them. Yeah, mate, we sent it a couple of weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I think. I gave you a tracking number, I think. If not, I'll send you another one. But no, it went a couple of weeks ago. Brenda T, hi, how are you? Poor Eric, busy making paint. I'm working on a shop. Shop stills are good. I like them. This is great since I fixed this one up. Oh, where are we? Close up. There you go. Look at that side view profile. Oh, it's this thing here. I'm going to put on wheels, casters, so I can spin it around the workshop, and I'm going to have a little drop front here so I can put the keyboard on there, and I don't have to use a chisel box as a desk. So that's coming up down the track. So shop stools are good, mate. They give you time to sit down, and you've got to do a lot of product testing too. Make sure you sit on it often to make sure it works. Oh, yeah, Wombat, that felt really, really good. It was... I didn't realise how tired I was until I found out how tired I was. But anyway, I really wanted to get to 60 days. I really did. But no, the good Lord said 57 is your lucky number. Zap, cop that. So that's what happened. Oh, yeah, I think that's... What brand was it? Let's give them a plug. That's no good at all, Eric. No, absolutely not good. It's odd to see the work... Yeah, you see the workbench behind me. Let me move. That workbench there, that is my original workbench. And I don't know, I've had that for years. And it's so nice, so I'll somehow... work it, so I've got a camera over there and I'll have a camera over this workbench. But the amount of floor space, and then when I take all these lights, a couple of the cameras have gone, it's all cleaned up. Here we go. Where are we? Woo, woo, woo. There you go. Spin that around. See, it's all cleaned up over there. I've got to move my water cooler, but you can actually walk through there, and the shelves are looking reasonably tidy. So, can't complain. Everything's good. Yeah, I don't know about way too clean. This area you can put up with me cleaning a little. That area over there definitely needs to have the cleaning fairy involved. But the great thing about doing what I'm doing and changing it around and making this stand here mobile, it means that if I go into the machinery shed next door, I can take a camera in there and do more stuff, which gives me more opportunities, I suppose. I moved the sanders out of here, so all the messy, dusty stuff, it's all in the shed next door. Wood turning shed, I'm not going up there because that's a mess at the moment. But it's really, really nice to have... I've forgotten what it was like to have space. And I'd painted, it was my own fault. I'd painted myself into a corner, so if I wanted to do a job, I had no floor space I could work with. But then this came to me, and it's all good. Boom. Oh, Murray, now go back inside. Oh, you got a wood heater in the shed. I'd be burning good timber just to stay warm. Yeah, that's true, Andy. When I was doing Room for Woodwork, it was brilliant. I really am... I'm disappointed and surprised that really didn't take off because I thought that was a niche market. It was pretty good, actually. I had a good following in Scandinavian countries and Singapore. But, you know, that's the way it goes. And thanks for the email, Murray. Appreciate that. Yeah, it means a lot. And to everyone else out there that sent their wishes, yeah, I wasn't terminal or anything. I was just knackered. Hey, Paul, how are you? about your original workbenches, isn't it, Eric? Although my original one wasn't that swish, I'll tell you. My original one, I wonder whatever happened to that. I don't know. I can't remember. Might have left it in the house when we moved house, possibly. That was many, many houses ago. Yeah, that's true, Tony, but the trouble is when you start working, you just lose track of what is around you, and you focus on the work and you just want to get the work done, and it's like boiling a frog. You know, put him in cold water and slowly heat it. Next thing he's boiled and he doesn't realise it. So I'm not going to say I'm going to keep it tidy because I'm pretty sure I won't. The bench I usually work on is right next to me there, up against the wall. It's got the little cabinet on it. I've done the carving for the cabinet. I'll show you that in a tick. But yeah, it's there. So I've got nice little 2 workstations to work at, which I'm very, very happy about. What I'm going to do, hey Xenon, Gaz, lovely to have you. Thank you for your nice emails as well. Appreciate that. I don't blame you for going to bed soon. What I'm going to do, I'm reinventing an old brand I had 30 years ago, which I'll show you here. Because what we're looking at is, I think I'll go online with sales and that. And there was a furniture brand I had, way back in the early 90s, Stephen K. Because K is my middle initial. And I've decided I'm going to reintroduce that with the chopping boards that I'm going to do as a, just get rid of a lot of timber around the place. But I want to get back into doing not hardcore fine furniture, but furniture. And there's a lot of stuff I want to build for the house. And I'll put it online, so it's for sale, if anyone wants it. I don't so much want to do commissions. If someone says, I want you to build me this, and this is how I want, I'm not interested in that. There's a lovely story, James Krenoff. I think it was James Krenoff. It's either James Krenoff or George Nakashima. One of those two. It might be Krenoff, I think. And somebody sent him a letter saying, can you please make me a piece of furniture? And he didn't. 3 months later, he got another letter. 3 months after that, he got another letter from this lady saying, please make me a bit of furniture. He said, after 18 months, he said, I made her it was a wall cabinet, a little wall cabinet, I think. Could have been a coffee table. And just sends it to her with an invoice. And I thought, that is brilliant. There is somebody that wants some of his work, and all she said was, can you make me a piece of furniture? And he made whatever was in his heart and eventually got around to doing it and sent it out, rather than, I want this, this and this, because to be fair, and I don't mean to be disparaging to anyone, but honestly, if you get someone that's not involved with your particular skill, whether that's a landscape gardener, a mechanic, a panel beater, a brain surgeon, a chef or a home cook, and you know your stuff. A friend of mine used to say, you know your own knitting. And you know how to do what you know how to do. And then someone comes along and they have this great idea that you know won't work, and yet they want it. So many people out there will build it because that's what they want, and it'll look rubbish. And guess what? Your name is the one that's rubbish, because someone comes in and says, oh, that didn't taste nice, or I know that the feng shui is wrong in the garden, or whatever it is. And they're not going to take responsibility and say, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted, and I told the bloke to do it, and he did it how I wanted, so get used to it. No. What they do is, oh yeah, the guy that made it, I wasn't happy with him. Or the girl that made it, I wasn't happy with them. It is, so if you do something and someone comes to you and says, I want this made, and you don't think it's any good, tell them. Save yourself the anxiety. It might cost you a couple of dollars in a job, but your integrity will be intact, and you're also making the claim on the professionalism it is that you bring to whatever it is you do. Thus endeth the lesson. There you go. Oh dear. Oh, this is nice. I like sitting here and just reading chat. Dear. How's Terry and the crew? Yeah, good mate. I don't know if you know, Trent's working for Terry now, and they've just come back from a Gidgee trip, picked up some beautiful timber. I hope to catch up with Trent in the next couple of weeks. He's got to come up to the factory up here and do some stuff. But no, they're all good. All good. I saw Trent maybe 3 weeks ago, and I don't think I've seen Tezza for... I've spoken to Terry quite often, but I haven't seen him for, I think, Christmas. Yeah, Trent, Terry and I went out for dinner at Christmas down the local. That was when you could travel. Oh, wombat. Okay, hang on, I'll show you. This is the carving that I've done, and this is how I did it, and why I did it this way. So here we go. Let me... Oh, where's? Okay. All right, these are the ones... So I'm doing a left and right. Right. And I'll show you the whole, if I can find this other bit of timber. I'll show you the journey I went on to come up with what I decided to end up doing. Okay. All right. I can move around. It's lovely. It's lovely. So I can't get the I need a, there we go. There you go. Let's see if I can use that as a table. Look at that. Hey. Oh, this is just awesome. I love this. Let's see. See, I've got a... What happened there? I've just lost myself. Oh, wait a moment. There we go. And where's the chat room? I've lost the chat room. Where's the chat room? There it is. All right. So you can... Hey, I've got a little table here now. So let's go this way. No, we'll go this way. Okay. So this was the drawing that I did, that I want either side of that cabinet fascia board, which is arts and crafts cabinet over there. So that was the drawing I drew up. So then I thought, well, what would it look like if I, put it into the background like that? And as you can see, I didn't get that far, and I didn't like it because it just looked too messy. So what I did, this is them ready to go. That's the right-hand one and the left-hand one. So the idea of having them together on a panel like this is when you pick up a chisel, you might use a 512 or something or other, and you do a cut here. Well, the same cut is there, so you can do two quicker than you can do one and then have to do another one. Take that out. So yeah, you just duplicate. If you're right or left-handed, it doesn't matter, because what this does, it plays with your brain, because you're doing things in reverse, so you're going right side, left side of the brain. Whereas whatever your dominant side is, I like this side. This is the easiest for me to carve. So whatever I do here, I then immediately do that cut there, and immediately do that cut there. Make this little seed pod here, make this little seed pod here. That way, I don't have to think, oh, what did I use? What did I use? And what I've done, that's on a piece of plywood with paper and that's hide glue. You can use ordinary glue, it'll work, but hide glue is, for me, is better. And then when I've carved that, I just spray water on it, which loosens the hide glue on the paper, and I can just pull these off then. That's on there really hard. I can hit that with a hammer and it won't come off. But as soon as it's been wet, it'll come off. And then, this is what you end up with. A piece that's carved and the flat back, so that can go on there. So that's what it looks like when it's carved, and it's a standalone piece. Originally, we were thinking, Sue and I, we'd put it so it sat proud of the fascia pieces. And then I, nah, don't like that. So then we thought, all right, well, what we'll do, we'll cut a piece with a router out of a solid board and then put that in there like that. Yeah, well, that's starting to look a little bit better. But what I decided to do was then cut the complete hole out of the side, and I'm going to put a rebate in the back and then put another bit of timber into the back. But that one, as you can see, I've textured it. So now what you have is a textured background, and this fits on the top. And to me, I think that looks pretty, where are we going? I think that looks pretty special. I'm very, very happy with that. So that was the process that I went through to arrive at that way of doing it. So these will be the same, only they'll be right and left. Whoops. Uh-oh, hang on. I'm going to lose everything in the bin here. Okay, now to get this shape here cut out, I'll see if I can find the template for that. Wait a minute. Oop. I did have them here somewhere. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. All right. This bit broke, but it was another piece. Oh, but I dropped it, and this bit broke off here, which is, whoop. So there you go. Yeah, this branch broke off. And I've never found it, but I'm not throwing that away because I might find it at one day. So what I did was got this tracing and then drew a shape on a piece of card. In this case, it was veneer, but it doesn't matter. Piece of card until I could fit that in there. And if you notice, this particular one, it actually stops at an abrupt angle, which, yeah, it's not bad, but it's sort of out of character with everything else. So then I followed that shape and put it onto a piece of MDF. Like that. And then I rounded that bit off, so all of a sudden I haven't got that hard bit. And then I did that by hand and finished it off with a file or a rasp and sandpaper until I got nice smooth lines. Then I used a profile cutter on the router and put that over there and then got that template. And then that template, of course, was what I used to get that shape. So it wasn't just a question of, oh, there's a good shape. It took a fair amount of time to get those little bits done, but that's the process you just got to go through sometimes to get the result that you want. But I was happy with it. Oh, now, let me see. Oh, what's going on? I don't want that. Go away. You're off to buy an Air Shield Pro on Thursday, Steve. She's given me... Is that the one I've got? Or which one's that one? Is that the one I've got, Trev? I don't know. It's a good one if it is. It's pain with the battery because it takes a long time to charge, but it is good. Now, let's see. Boom, 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 boom. I'm reading. Oh, I forgot to go that far back. Here we go. Okay. G'day, Randy. How are you? Lovely to have you in, mate. And I appreciate you staying up this late. But if you got to, go to bed. Oh, there you go. You're Stephen K. Well, there you go, Wombat. I need one of those. Oh, dear. Oh, I bought that K years ago, and it, well, crikey. I had a shop, my very first foray into retail. I had a furniture shop in the town where we lived, and it was called Stephen K. And I don't know where I got those letters from. I might have bought it to David Jones as a paperweight, and then I got someone else to engrave Stephen down the side of it. Oh, dear. Oh, am I back that far? That was a mini rant, wasn't it? Oh, dear. I'm just... Thank you, Tony. Tony said thank you. Wish I could afford to have one of your works and shipped to me in the UK. Oh, there you go. Well, thanks, Andy. Reginald, good morning. Lovely to have you in. Lovely to be back. Good morning, Max. Derek, good morning. Oh, mate. Oh, no, don't tell me how cold Canberra is. You know, my fondest, one of my fondest, but my most enduring memory of Canberra was when I was in the army. I was actually based at a RAF base, an Air Force base, because I was seconded to parachute training school. And because that's where the planes were, they said there was about, I don't know, 50 or 60 army personnel on this RAF base, which is great because we didn't exist. The mainstream army didn't want to know us, and the RAF didn't want to know about us. We were a little law unto ourselves. And I was going over to Swanbourne Barracks, where Special Air Service, or SAS is, in Perth. And we were flying the Hercules. I think I've told this part of this story before, which is really weird, because we had a Kiowa helicopter inside the Hercules. You talk about a lifeboat. But we took off from Williamtown, which was in Newcastle, New South Wales, and I think we just had flight suits on. And we landed at, I think it's Fairburn, is it Fairburn Air Force Base in Canberra? And there was snow on the ground. Oh my goodness, it was freezing. Then the next stop was Alice Springs. And we got out, and of course it was stinking hot in Alice Springs. And then we ended up, Pierce Air Force Base we ended up. But yeah, that was my enduring memory of Canberra. Oh, it was cold. Thanks, Tom. Lovely to be back. Oh, what's going on here? I want to get rid of... I've got something that's just come up on my computer screen, and I really don't want it, and it won't go away. So that's all right. We'll survive. We'll get there. You had me going there, Tony. I'm looking Julia. Who's Julia? Did Julia just come in? Okay, there you go. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. Hey, Mike, Lovely. It's lovely to have you too, and I missed all of you as well. I will say, I don't know if I'm going to do this every day, but I will do a couple during the week. G'day, John. How are you? Lovely to have you back in. Trust you're on the mend and feeling better. Oh, now I've got a fly in here. Pete, g'day. How are you? I'm just reading, so I'm not ignoring, I'm just seeing if there's any questions there. I was just looking at that one, Randy. Grandkids just got a lab puppy. I'm thinking, what, one to experiment on? If they dismember it or just dissect it? Or then I realised it came from a lab. Yes, I'm there. Oh. Oh dear. Hi Louise, how are you? Oh, excuse me, let me go back a bit. Okay, I'll do that. I'll just get down the chat. I've got a couple of minutes to go, Tony, and I'll put it back in the camera. Good morning, Alfredo. I'm going well, Louise. Yourself? I tell you what, I'll give them. I'll tell you about my coffee machine in a minute. Just weird. I tell you, it's good. Good weird. Yellow box shed. Which one of yellow box? Is that JB? I don't know. Or is it a coded green? No, I wasn't going to be a paratrooper, Eric. I was a paratrooper. I actually had a red beret as well, if that means anything to you. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, dim. Ooh. Yeah, and Sue would never come and watch me jump out of a plane. I said, come on, come down the drop zone. No, I'm not watching you. You just come home. Did you film any of the actual carving? If so, no, what I'm going to do, Wombat, is, or can I call you Stephen, I'll video me carving those other two. Because, as you can imagine, carving that the first time, I'm thinking, oh, what am I going to do here? What am I going to do there? An interesting thing I did do, which I'll share with you, is when I first learned carving, and I learned it from a guy called Lawrence Otto, who is the last in the line of wood carvers that go back to Austria in 1640. Was the first wood carver in his family, and there has been a wood carver every generation, and sadly Lauren's the last of the generation. But I was learnt you twit, I was taught it well. I was there you go. I was shown to make those lines in the leaves to use a V-tool. And I'll show you, there's one over here which, I didn't do this one, a student of mine, I wasn't teaching this, she actually did this at a class where I met her and I learned, and Lawrence was the teacher. And then she later on became a student of mine. Oh. Which, it's funny how things go around, isn't it? Oh! Now, these lines here, the way we were shown to do them was using a V-tool, a 12, I think it's a 12, V-tool for etching out. But what I ended up doing with this, because I thought the leaves were smaller and more delicate, so all that is there is knife cuts to get those patterns in the leaf itself. I just used my standard knife, and that's how it came up. So I'll give you a look-see with it. Oh, I'll show you that in a minute. Oh, so what it will look like when it's all done proper and put together in the cabinet, it'll be like that. So this will be on this side, and then on the other side is going to be the reverse of this. And I'm looking at it, and I think it does need something else right in the top of the cabinet, but I haven't worked out what to put there yet. But what I found interesting with this one was, this is a book I showed earlier, Robert Prezell, 1866 to 1941, and he really is the go-to guy for Australian fauna and flora carving. But if you have a look at that carving and have a look at that, this bit here, it was taken off the same carving. So there you go. I thought that was interesting. And to be back, I haven't done any serious wood carving for years, absolute years. I've sort of done the odd little scratchy bit, but nothing serious. And it's amazing how much you forget. I was completely flummoxed when I started it, and I thought, oh, crikey, this isn't going to work. How do I do this? I've forgotten how to undercut, and I'd forgotten how to... There's an expression that Lauren used to use, which his dad used to use with him. And if you make a mistake and you go too deep and you can't get your carving, there's a little trick you do, and Lawrence calls it making wood. Oh, you went too deep. Hang on, I'll make you some wood. And by some just very shallow cuts, all of a sudden, you can get enough wood back to put emphasis on that which you're carving. So that, I don't know how long that took me, maybe 4 hours, but it was a learning or relearning and re-remembering things, that I'd done previously. So what I will do, I'll video those two while I'm doing it, and I don't think I'll actually stream it. And the reason I won't stream it is I have to focus. And I'm not saying you guys distract me, but if I'm going to chat and then going back to the carving, I'm going to mess it up or slip and slice myself. But I will video it, and then I'll do a standalone video of that. So there you go, Wombat. Oh, dear. Where are we? See? John, yes, mate, I'm back. It's good. It's good to be back too. Derek Fairburn, that's the one. Don't worry. Oh. I saw that, Tony, yes. Oh, dear. See, look, Tony, Wombat puts BRB. Be right back. I see, I learned it well. Samuel, yes, mate, I'm back. Oh, we're back, baby. It's all happened. I've done nothing. I've been sitting here dribbling nearly an hour. I do want to do these shelves, but it's so nice to just catch up and say g'day. G'day, Stephen. I bet you she was cool around the Boona area this morning. Oh. Oh, near, oh dear. Oh. I just saw Kerry Blue slip in. I'll be down there in a minute. I'm catching up. Yeah, you can always repurpose carpet, can't you, Andy? It's good. It's big change. Now, Max, if you were here at the beginning of class, you would have seen. But no, I've had and those of you that have come in, while I was having a bit of downtime, I wasn't doing nothing. Well, no, that's not true. For 3 days, I vegged out on Netflix. And yeah, I can recommend the Netflix miniseries Hollywood. Enjoyed that. Watched a great one last night called Bennett's War. About a guy that came back from active service and experienced a bit of injury over there, but got back into motor racing. Oh, super motivated me. Loved it. And there was a few movies like that. So yeah, I did. I vegged out, and I'm embarrassed to stand up. I'm embarrassed to stand up because I ate too many bickies. I did. I got into them. Oh, I was going to tell you about my coffee machine. No, let me catch up on chat, then I'll tell you about my coffee machine. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know if they were perfectly safe or not, Eric, because I didn't land in many. Although I wasn't on this particular sortie, but there was one sortie where there was a group of guys going out in a free fall jump, and that was from a C-130, which Hercules, and they developed engine problems. And the the stick commander said, "Righto, boys, we're out of here." And the pilot told the lady to pull the ramp up and shut them all in and landed. And when they got back, apparently the stick commander went up to the pilot and had a few polite words to him and said, "You know, we wanted out of here. What did you keep us in here for?" He said, "I wanted the motivation of someone else's life to save." So, yeah, no, good stuff. Fun. Hey, in those days, Andy, too, it was worth it. I used to get paid an extra $10 a fortnight, danger money. But when you look at a pint of beer was about $1.20, it worked out to be good value. Oh, dear. Oh, there you go, Randy. Small world. He's most likely still jumping the same stuff I jumped. We started out jumping the PX7s, which were left over from World War II. And then finally the Army upgraded us to T10s, which at that stage the American Rangers, I think, were using. I think it was the Rangers. And then we also went from, they had a short stint of jumping clouds and Paracommandos, I think. And then I forget what we ended up doing. But now it's all fancy stuff nowadays. Anyway, that was a lifetime ago. Please give Steve a hello as well. Yes, yeah, she's not here at the moment, but she is around. She is around. And what are you up to? Are you coming up here, Kerry Blue, or what? Well, you can't do that yet, can you? I thought, no, that's right, we're not opening our borders. If I get down that way, I'll give you a ring. Good evening, good night, and God bless my princess. You have a good night's sleep, and we will catch you next stream. See, I can't say that. If I said good night to me mistress, I'd be in all sorts of strife. So I'll just call her me princess. Is that all right, Julian? Oh, dear. I did remember BRB, Tony. Well, you're only going to get them if you practice them. You know who I'm talking to, don't you? Yes. Come up here and we'll do some. But you're going to start, though. Start with something nice. Use Australian beach, or if you're going to start carving, yeah, get some friendly timber. If you're in America, basswood. If you're in England, lime wood, or lime. If you're in Australia, what did I say? White beech is nice. Those were actually carved in Chilean myrtle, which I like as well. Okie dokie. What sort of carving do you want to do? Wombat, in the round or relief carving? By the way, what was the number of those knife blades you had in that double knife while doing a double knife? What was the number of the knife blades I used? Weight 1. I'll go have a look-see. Oh, it's lovely. I can walk around. I'm not used to it. I'm going to have to tie a rope around the waist so I don't get lost. Whoops. Here you go. These are they. Oh. Five. Is that going to do it? It's not. No, okay, I'll come down here. I don't care. Oh! Here we go. 590. Come on, focus. I have problems doing that sometimes. 5901. And they're a non-retractable blade. They're a non-retractable blade, but what I like about them is they have a point, and the other ones have a round blade. Actually, I've got those over here, I think. Oh, hey, do you know what it's like to be able to walk around the workshop and not fall over things? This is the American and Australian version of the Stanley pocket knife, and it's got a round over there, and the blade's a lot heavier duty, it's a lot thicker. This is the English version of the Stanley folding knife, and it has that 9501 blade in it. Now, it doesn't have a model number. The Australian or American one is 10-409. You don't want that one, you want the other one, which is this one here, which I know I've got a couple in packets somewhere, but I don't quite know what they are at the moment. But they're the ones that have the blade that I prefer. Hang on, I'm going to have to put those back because I'm going to make a mess otherwise. Now I've got to get onto these flipping shelves. Oh. These are very basic shelves. I'm just going to use glue and a staple gun to put them together. Oh, so we'll do that. Oh, I could have done that. Why didn't I do that? Thanks, Tony. Look, I'm enjoying it too. I'm feeling guilty because I'm not doing anything. And I'll get comments like, oh, well, he didn't do anything. Well, I did. I caught up with all my friends. Oh, there you go. T-Bone, dang, look at it. Yeah, mate, a number 4. A number 4 on the hair and a number 2 on the beard. And that's Bob yelling at someone out there. Lovely to have you in, T-Bone. Oh, speaking of T-Bone, it's got nothing to do with T-Bone. I cracked up the other day because Bob's running around. He was in the kitchen and Sue was making crumb cutlets, right? Lamb cutlets, and you put them in egg and then breadcrumbs and whatever she does with them, but they come out nice. And I give Bob his food, and he he'd eaten it. Well, he doesn't eat it, he sort of sniffs it. And then he comes back inside because people food smells much nicer. And he's sitting, let me see, where are we? There we go. All right, Bob is sitting where that bin is, right there. And Sue's doing these chops. And she put one in the egg mixture and picked it up to put in the breadcrumbs, and she dropped it. Yeah, you're right. It did not hit the floor. It was... She didn't even try to get it out of his mouth. It was... And then he went outside and he came back, sat down there again, hoping for a second crack. And she apologised. She said, you only got 2 cutlets. You were going to get 3, but your dog got one off. That was funny. Oh, dear. Well, I don't know. I've got a new... Hang on, let me see. Wait a moment. I don't know if I still got you in my new phone. Oh. There you go. I just checking to make sure it's you. Is she going to answer? Are you going to talk to me? Well, there you go. I just rang it and nothing happened, Pam. You're going to have to give me a call back, I think, because nothing happened. It was, I don't know if I'm not going to say what number I've got, but it just rang and you didn't answer it. Yeah, oh no, that's it. I was going to put a cravat on, but I thought that'd be over the top. Yeah, you'll find it's beautiful to carve, Andy. It really is. It's nice. Well, there you go. If you can get them, get them. Oh, and that's the other thing. Those blades don't fit that other knife. Just thought I'd let you know. Yeah, no, they're good blades though, Andy. Really are. No, I don't think they do because I tried it. But I could be wrong, Darryl. I don't know. I could be wrong. Yeah, look, most fruit woods are pretty nice to carve if you can get them. Oh, but you still get good wood out of rotten wood. You just need to, practice on them, I suppose. Relief carving, that's what I generally do. I'm no good. Mick Borton, who's rung me a few times, he's ace. He's a brilliant carver. Hear that, Mick? I'll give you a plug, mate. There you are. Start believing in yourself. Okay, now we're getting there. Okay, I've finally caught up. Oh. I've got some mango up in the shed. I think I told you, Louise, one of those was mango and the other one was jacaranda. So I'm looking forward to playing that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I got mine from the UK too, Derek. I bought, a box of 50 of them. Anyway, before I do these shelves, what I did when I bought my coffee machine, I thought, so I can justify it, every time I have a coffee, I'll put $5 in a box. And then if someone comes over, say Theo drops over or Louise or whoever, I would have taken them to the coffee shop and I would have paid for a coffee. So then I'd put $10. If I bought 2 coffees, I'd put $10. So, but if people bought them for me, I don't use that money. It's only money I would have spent myself. So when the grandkids are into it or Susie has a hot chocolate, I don't count that. excuse me, it's just what I would spend in coffee. Blew my mind. I bought this coffee machine, an espresso doodad thing, on the 12th of May. So I don't know what the date is today. It's got to be getting close to the end of May. So say 2 weeks ago. Every time I've had a coffee or someone's come around and I've bought a coffee for them, instead of going up to the coffee shop, which is closed, the hours that I wanted to go, I'd put the money into a tin, right? After 2 weeks, I've got $200 in that tin. Now, I wouldn't have missed it. And I wouldn't have realised how much I'd spent. But in 2 weeks, $200, that means in about 2 months, I've paid for the coffee machine. And then I'm in front. It's amazing. Dad used to say to me that I was, what was it? Penny wise and pound foolish. Yeah, you'd sort of watch your pennies, but you'd spend large amounts, but you'd save small amounts. And it's incredible. You don't realise what just slips out of your pocket when you're out. Yesterday, I dropped $20. I mean, I don't dropped it. I went to go and buy some milk. This is all good story. I wasn't wasting money. I went to buy some milk and we got a new bakery down the road. That is to die for. Mr. P's, I'll give it a free plug. Mr. P's. And they make these most extraordinary apple turnovers. Oh, I've never seen them like it before. Apple turnover with cream in it, but then they drizzle either caramel or chocolate over the top of it. And Susie loves them, and they're about $4 each. So I call them wife fatteners. So when I go, I say, yeah, you got any wife fatteners today? And they go and get me an apple turnover. And then they had some chili sourdough bread on special. They had a bag of donuts on special. They had an iced mud cake on special. I went out to get 2 litres of milk and ended up spending $20. And grandkids loved it because they just devoured the lot. But it's amazing. You know, you just, $2 here. And it wasn't until I started doing this with the coffee machine that, anyway, I'm dribbling. All right. Yeah, it was I think $6.99's a retail price, or $7.99, I don't know. Whatever it was, T-Bone, it's a nice coffee machine. Oh, dear. Silver, what's happened, Silver? What's going on here? Oh, dear. Boom, 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 boom. Craig, good morning. Oh, condolences to you, Silver. That's no good at all. Very sad. Philosophical outlook. It is part of life, but it doesn't take the pain away when it happens. We'll see if we can give you something to smile about, mate. That's the best we could do. Cape 6. Yeah. Hey, what do you reckon, the new look? Chad, good morning. Where's your work bed? Oh, okay. We've had a big turnaround, switch around. I'm going to start doing some work now. I'll show you what I've done and what's been happening. So, where the workbench was, where I'm sitting, it used to be there. I've now got, we'll go for a walk around the shed. There you go. So now this is going to be my main. Oh, look what I found too when I was cleaning. That was a bush banjo I was making. Let me just get that one out and we'll get me out of the corner. There we go. Bush banjo, so I've got to finish making that. So yeah, that's been my workbench for many, many, many years. And it wasn't until I started doing a TV show that the other workbench came into being, which is now over here, and that's the arts and craft cabinet I'm working on. So that's set up nicely. And I found, for those of you that remember, I'd lost this tool, and I found it. Where was it? It had fallen down underneath my picture framing guillotine. So that was a good thing. So now I've got all this lovely space that I can use and do jobs on. I've taken, oh, that one's got to come down in a minute, that studio light, because I'm just running ordinary lights and it seems to work all right. I can walk around the back of my saw, I can get to shelves and get stuff sorted. This is still a mess, but I've got to clean that up shortly because I'm going to do those shelves. Oh, that's a light thing I've got to get off my saw table. And just for those of you that think you're in the wrong workshop, no, still evidence that it's my workshop. So I can sort of come back here and I've got all this lovely area that I can now work in without tripping over stuff, which is awesome. So that is what happened to the workshop. Or the workbench, T-Bone. Oh! Oh, yeah, it's a lovely, lovely tool to use, that one. So I'm looking forward to... Got some jobs for it. I shall do them down the track. I buy a coffee and then come... Yeah, look, honestly, this... and again, I'm not going to make it a major topic, but this situation we've all found ourselves in, it really has galvanised a lot of thought processes in Sue and I. And I don't want to go out. Before I'd go out 3-4 times a week, but now, do I have to go out? Oh. Anyway, I'm going out today, Tony. I'm going to the post office. Oh, isn't that nice? Nothing like an old machine working that's been dormant for ages. Couldn't agree more. Have you sold out the workbench to buy? No, it's all good. Oh, look at that! And look, the boss is back too, and she's not even grumbly bumbly. You come here. You come. Look, everyone can see your knock knees now. It's not. Oh dear. This is come here. Come here. Don't. No, it's not mine. Look, there's me woman. Oh. Oh, don't bite. You see, what you didn't realise before, she used to stand on a platform.
Thanks, darling.
No, I got you on a pedestal anyway.
Oh.
Say hello to everybody. Get it sorted?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Oh, Anthony out of bed yet?
No.
No.
I'm about to hunt him out, though.
You get in there. Hang on. We've got Louise saying good morning. Stephen, Wombat saying good morning. T-Bone says good morning. Tony says good morning. Mick says, oh, yeah, good on you, Mick. Mike goes, miss you the most, Sue.
Thank you.
Oh, don't. I've got the roller door up so her head might fit through there. Julian says hi. Brenda says hi. Silver says hi. Wombat said, you're a lucky man, Steve.
I agree.
It was a bit quick, wasn't it? You didn't even think about that one.
I don't need to think about it.
Straight at, which one are we on? We're on this one.
We're
on that one. Yeah, that's it. Reginald says good morning. John says morning, Red. They do. They must have missed you.
Absolutely.
And whose idea was it to take time off?
Mine.
Yeah, you and God.
Yes.
Yeah, I did. I was tired, eh?
You were. I think there's another word for it, but it's something along the line of pooped.
Knackered sounds better.
Probably.
Yeah. All right. Now, I'm just going to make some shelves. I'm going to put these shelves up here. Mm-hmm. And then I'll come up and
Okay.
chinwag.
Yeah, my appointment's gone from 3:45 to 2:45.
That's all right. I'll run you. Oh, I've got to go in anyway. For Tony. For you, girl. Yes. All right. So I'll run you in because we can. Isn't it nice? Look, I can walk around. I've got space. Cheers. All right. Ah. Yeah. Oh, no. It wasn't bad. Well, it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. All right, I'm going to have a go at making these shelves, and I'll play around with the cameras, and we'll see what we can see. There we go. No, we don't want that one. We want that one there. That one? Okay. All righty. Oh. Oh. I've forgotten how these things come off. Anyway, all right. Oh, let me just move these lights over here. And I really don't know how these are going to work out, because I just worked it out in my head. And those of you that know what happens when you work stuff out in your head, it makes perfect sense until you actually go to do it, and then you realise what you wanted to do isn't going to work at all. So it's all good. Oh, that's not going to work either, is it? All right, so is this going to work? That'll work. All right. Oh, it's just so nice to be able to change from one machine to another without having to rearrange everything. Although I'm doing a little bit of rearranging at the moment, but give me a few days and this will all be good. Oh, that was another thing I was going to do. I'll show you that later. No, I'll show you now. The last stream I did, I was going to make some letter openers. So that's a leaf that I pulled off a tree out in the backyard, and all I did was just put it on there and gave it a spray of lacquer, and that way I've got the outline of the leaf. Easy peasy way of getting a template. Whoops, that can go in the bin. Oh dear. And the other thing I was thinking, which I don't know if I will, but having this workshop set up like this lends itself to if I wanted to run classes again. So there's every chance I might do that. I don't know. Oh. I can't even remember why I did that now. Oh dear. Oh, it's good to be back. to be back and to be off track. Let's have a look. See how big this needs to be. Okay. See these? Oh, I'm going to make some, ouch, more of these to work out where to put all my router bits, and the idea is to have them here. Okay, so I really could get away with half of that. This is a make it up as you go scenario. Okay, okay. That can go there. That can go there. That there. Or might have it there. Where's a measuring stick? It's 130, 90. Okay, we might do this for strength, I think. See, straight away, I've changed the way I was going to do it. Let me do a quick drawing to see if I can work out what I want to do. I was going to have this is a shelf and this being slung on there, but seeing this is heavy, that's going to pull away. So I'm now going to have this sitting on top of this, which means I'm going to make a box out of this. So that's what I'm going to draw up now. If I just... It's not going to be flash with miters or anything, it's just going to be butt joints. And then that can sit on top of there like that. And that can come up the back there like that. And then I think I'll put a brace from there to there. So I've got to figure out what that angle's going to be. All right. Let's do a test one then. I wonder. Instead of having one long shelf, I think I'll do these in separate, because I mean I've got about 4 or 5 of these, and there's a scale, or just happen to have a scale here. They weigh, okay, 5.5 pounds each. So if I've got 4 of them, that's 20 pounds. That's a bag of cement. That's a lot of weight to have on a large span. So what we'll do is we'll just have smaller spans. It doesn't matter. The amount of material I'm going to use is negligible compared to what I'm going to save. All right, so let's cut. We'll go there and there. Oh no, we'll go there. Blow it. Damn the expense. It's a 4H. I don't want a 4H, I want an HB. How many 4Hs have I got in there? Or did I just pull the one out I put in there? There we go, HB. That's better. Okay. I'll cut 2 of those. And make a bit of room here. No, no, no. No, no, no. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. have to make a mess. Tell you what we'll do. I'm just going to set this up as a block. I can cut a couple of those. So we'll have this as a test one. Just to see how we go. All right. How's that going to sit? Now we can bring that back a bit. Bring it back a bit more even. Well, I reckon that looks pretty good there. I'll cut those together there. Okay, glue those together. I don't think in the whole history of me streaming I've ever been able to walk around as freely as I can at the moment. I'm going to use Type Bond 1, or the original Type Bond on this. Because it works. And it goes off pretty quick. And I haven't got my I've said that about those tops, and they're a great idea when they're new. Not so fussed with them when they're older. I'm just trying to clean out the... There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. went and bought some new baking paper the other day. So I didn't think they actually made the brand that I use anymore, but they do. That was good. Okay. So I said this is very, very basic joinery work, nothing flash or fancy about it. But it's going to make a heck of a difference in the workshop. And if they're not totally accurate, it doesn't matter. If you haven't got a hammer, use a screwdriver. Okay, that's nearly set. Gotta love this stuff for that. Let me go and get a staple gun and a bit of air, seeing I've got a compressor now. Oh, happy days. There's two ways you can do this. You can cut it to size. Doesn't take long to go off this stuff. Yeah, so you can cut it to size and then put it on, or you can do it this way, which I think is easier. Says he, hopefully. Okay, might just put one clamp on there to hold that. Steady. Oh, look, below the budget, I'll use 2 clamps. Told you there wasn't much refinement about this, didn't I? Just cut that off. Didn't quite line that one up. All right, we'll just rip this to size. Actually, we might clean this edge off first. It really is not that important. Make that blade a little bit deeper, I think. Okay. Drop it down a bit. Wait until she stops. Now I've got a couple of, actually I might raise it up. I've got a couple of little staples there. So just stand off to the side. Got no idea why that's stuck, but for whatever reason, it didn't want to go through, so I don't know what that was all about. Oh, had staples coming out. Whack another one in there. And on this side, this is not pretty, but it's not meant to be pretty. It's meant to be somewhere I can hold my router bits on nicely. Trim that down. And on the other side, this bit we cut off here, put that on the back here. Gonna hold that. Yeah, that's all right there. That's all right there. Really is nice to have an air gun that can do this. I've got all that to play with, and then I still messed it up. Dum-ba-dum-ba-dee. Boom-ba-dum-boom. It's a bit overlapping either side. Now we're going to make a brace up that will just hold that all together. Gonna have to use, what can I use? It's a pain, isn't it? Just want to do a simple thing, but it just gets too complicated. And no, this is not going to be my new workbench, even though it might look like it at the moment. Oh. Now I just want to get something so I can just have a support coming from here to here. So we'll work that out. Piece of plywood. And a pencil, if I can find one. Oh dear. Go from there to there. Whatever angle that is. I'm just eyeballing this. it's not really that super critical. Remember, cut on the outside of that line if you want it the same height. Oh, come here, you. Bit of glue down there. Do one side first. You know, when you're doing stuff like this for the workshop, it doesn't have to be pretty. It has to be functional. If we can get this right, I'll be happy. That's looking all right. Same on the other side. I've run out of benches. I can't. What can I scrape it on? There you go. All right, we'll just knock those off. Pretty close, I reckon. Might as well clean it all up. All right. And then knock these. I mean, you got to ask yourself, where do you stop and where do you start? If you want to knock these bits off, just knock them off there. Now, let's see if it works. Fits there like that, that's good. Let's go and stick it up on the wall. There we go. We can do this. because we can. Bring it further around, I think. And it can go there. Get some screws. Screwdriver gun. Screwdriver bit. I reckon about there would do that one. We'll have it about there. Just one in, get a little level if I've got one. That's there. The marvellous. I used heaps of screws around here before, now I can't find one. That's what happens when you tidy up. That'll do, I reckon. That will do me just fine. And we'll see if it's going to work. There you go. Frees up space. Oh, little project, but also cleans up all underneath there, because what was happening when I was using the router, that would get absolutely smashed with dirt and shavings and whatever, and I couldn't see anything. But then having them up there, they're all out of the way, which means I can put more rubbish there later on. Oh, what are we doing? Oh, did we turn that around? Wait a minute, turn that back. There we go, how's that? Oh, that's better. Oh, so there you go, that was just a little wetting my teeth getting back into a job that had to be done. I'm going to put up maybe another, possibly another 4 or 5 of those, which I'll get done today. And I hope it gave you some ideas of little things you can put around the workshop. They're little projects you may get out of scrap. You don't need anything flash. If you haven't got a staple gun, it doesn't matter. Just use tacks, use screws, use nails, use brads, whatever you got, and just out of the scrap, you can clean your workshop up, and it just makes for a much nicer work environment, which I've got to get back to. So I'll catch up a little bit on chat, and then that's it. I'm going to go up to the house. I'll pass that on to her. That's going back a long while. Hang on, let me go back. Here's oh, ba 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 bum. Oh dear, oh dear. Yvonne, I'm sure Sue won't. She got a strict no return policy, apparently. If someone takes me, you can't return me. Dear. No, both of us are whacked on so much weight, but I don't care. I'm happy. That's the main thing. Is he worse than you? Oh, no, Max, I thought it was Mike, sorry. You got a very passive... Well, hello, cat. What's your cat's name, Max? Catch you later, Ian. Hi and bye. Oh. Daniel, g'day, mate. G'day, Barry. Silver, I sent you a couple of emails. Maybe check your junk box. They may. Thanks, Silver. Yeah, mate, I will check them out when I get up to the hacienda. Bendelay. Benelli too. Welcome to the workshop. Catch you later, Randy. Thanks for hanging in there, mate. Duncan. Oh, mate, I did. Yeah, I'll send you an email, Duncan. Do you still want those chisels? Because I actually did my hair with them. Let me know, and we'll get into it. I'll send you an email when I get back up to the house. Oh, I'm stuck. Japanese saw, Western saw for my first buys. Depends what you want to do. Yeah, oh, cheers. It depends what you want to do. If you're doing stuff that's, say, 3B1, 3B2s, and you're doing heavy sawing, mate, get a good Western saw. When you get down to doing dovetails and finer work, by all means, slip over to a Japanese saw. The Japanese saw will do the hard work in outside furniture and bigger pieces, but it won't last as long. Whereas a Western saw, get a good Western saw, you can sharpen it and get it. I'd suggest getting a rip saw, possibly a 12 TPI rip saw, rather than a crosscut. Crosscuts are good, there's nothing wrong with them. They're an excellent saw, but they're not that good at rip sawing, whereas a rip saw is pretty good as a crosscut, and it also works well as a rip saw. And a 12 TPI will give you a nice range. I've got an 8. In fact, I've got a 4 TPI there as well. But an 8, it'll do a good job, but it won't give a clean cut, whereas number 12 or 12 TPI will give you a clean cut. Oh, no worries. What about you? Oh, you ordered them. Great stuff. Oh, well, that's it. I think I'm going to call it quits. I didn't intend to stream as long as I did, but it's lovely to be back. And if I dribbled too much in the start, I don't apologise because I enjoyed it. Lovely to have all the friends in the chat room and good to see you still in touch with each other, which is awesome. I am not going to make a commitment I'll be back tomorrow. I will be back later in the week. There's a high chance what's tomorrow? There's a fair chance I'll be back tomorrow. But if not, it'll be Wednesday or Thursday. So I'm not going to mark the days off 1, 2, 3. That was I agree with Susie and a lot of you. That was insane. But hey, it was good, wasn't it? I didn't see any other people doing it. So I was pretty happy with that. So that's it. I've got a few more of those little boxes to make, which I will knock up after I've had my coffee. I'll put my $5 in me. Bah! There you go. I'm blind now. I can't do anything. Hang on. Oh, it's nice. I can't even do a roundup when I'm sitting down. Let me move this over here. Oh, there you go. So that's it. I most likely won't have an apron on the next stream because I'll still be sorting this out. But then we'll get back into it. And I think what we'll be doing more purpose-built projects. There's some serious stuff I want to do. As I said, I've worked out with the bed, for dear patient Susie, another way I can make it so I can actually make the bed, and then I can work on the pedestals, and I can work on the posts, and then the bed head. The bed head itself is nearly all metal work, and that'll be up in the blacksmithing shop. So we can get all that done. I'll do the video of those leaves. I don't know if that'll be done in the next couple of days or not, but we'll slowly get back into it, and I'm going to practice around with the cameras to work out different angles and the mobility of it. This little stand I've got with the screen on it, yes, I want to get back and update that so I can put a little keyboard and everything and put it on wheels so I can push it out the way when I'm not going. But lovely to be back. I'll come up here because I can read this then. There you go. Well, good afternoon, Steve. Hope you have a great and happy and most of all fun day. Give Bob an X. He didn't even come in and he's got access. And I wanted to show you his back. It's clearing up really, really well. So that's it. Good. Thank you for everyone that came back in. I definitely don't apologise for the break because it was needed. But we'll get back into it and do some more woodworking. I am toying with the idea too of changing it from woodworking masterclass to the workshops. That way it gives me a much broader experience, I suppose, that I'm not just doing woodwork. I can go and do some blacksmithing, I can do some welding, I can do some metal bending, I can do some wood turning. And when I finish, when I start doing Susie's shed, yeah, I'm going to stream that, so it'll be a lot of fun. And then I'll have a camera in there so we can do textile work as well. So it'll be the workshops. But at the moment, it's woodworking masterclass. So that's it. Until I'm not even going to pull the shed door down because I've got work to do. But this is Steve going to turn the stream off. There you go. And saying, remember to keep it sharp, but more importantly, keep it safe. Look after yourself. Be kind to each other. Follow the rules. Stay healthy. Stay active. Stay alert. Stay safe. And stay in touch. Till we meet again, God bless every single one of you. Heart energy and love to you all from the workshop. Look forward to seeing you in the next stream. Till then, bye.